Oh, okay. But I know, you know what? Sometimes life happens and spaghetti hits the fan and it feels like everything is flying all over the place. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that happens. But you guys, there's one thing that we can always, always remember, and that is we get to choose what we think. We get to choose um like what's going on in our mind. And if you've been following me the last week or so, you've probably heard me talk about this a couple of times, but it's just been so, so impacted in my mind. And I know that we always have to hear the same thing many, many times. But I just want to remind you, if you are looking to create a space of positivity in your mind, um, you can totally do that. You do not need to be a victim to those crazy, negative, critical thoughts that just so easily they pop up unwelcomed, unwelcomed. We can welcome the positive things that we want to think about. And this is not just all about like, think the positive things and life is just going to be perfect. It's just that the being a victim to those thoughts that really don't serve us very well. It's just not a fun place to be, and it's so, so easy to be there. And one of my favorite things that I've been learning and that I have been experimenting with, if you're not a journaler, like I've not been a journaler either, but you know, when you like, you get to tell your mind what to think, and your mind is like really simple. It really is, and what we focus on will expand. And so, one of the things that I have just really been practicing is writing in the first person, like where I know I'm going, but journaling out as though I'm already there. Like maybe you're working on a relationship. And I know, guys, we're going to get into Plexus. We're going to get into like you starting your supplements because we're so excited to have you here and we want to encourage you and welcome you here. But like when I have like things like this on my mind, it just kind of has to get offloaded. And I know that it's going to like serve somebody and be a blessing. But when, goodness, now I kind of like lost my train of thought. Um, but when you, oh, I was saying your brain is actually really, really simple. And when you know, maybe it's a relationship that you're working on. Maybe you're just working to be a happier mom. Maybe you're just working to like love and embrace your kids and not see them as a inconvenience or an interruption. Maybe you're like, oh goodness, have you ever like I would never think that about my kids. But guess what? Sometimes I have found myself there. Like it feels like they're interrupting me. And one of the ways to change that in your brain is writing it out. You know what? I I'm here for my kids. I'm welcoming my kids. They are not an interruption to me. They are just part of what brings me joy. Because if that's truly where you want your heart to be, you start thinking about that and you start journaling about that. And I promise you, what you focus on will expand and you will find your heart and your mind going in that direction. So I just want to encourage you guys with that. If that is like completely new to you, drop a one in the chat if you're like, I've never thought about it in that way before. And drop a two in the chat if you're like, I just needed that encouragement and I'm just grateful for that reminder because, you know, maybe you have thought about it in that way before. So I would love to hear where you are joining us from. Are you in Canada? Are you in the US? Thank you, Lucy. Lucy says two. I just needed the encouragement. Um, what state are you from? Minnesota, drop it in the chat. Let's see, because I don't just firsthand know where everybody here is from. We got PA, we have Oregon. Awesome, so fun. All right, this call, Oklahoma, Ohio, this call is being recorded. So if you know somebody who could benefit, I'll have the recording available. And what I love about our first of the month, just connection call, is all about connecting us and especially be encouraging and giving some tips and tricks for people that are just getting started on the products. And guess what? I'm not just getting started on the products, and some of you are not. But sometimes we need to hear the same things over and over again. You know what I said just a little bit ago? Our brain has to hear the same thing over and over again. So maybe you've already heard what the product of the season is this month, And maybe you've already forgot it by now. So we're going to talk about that as well. And maybe, all right, Kentucky, Iowa, Oklahoma. I love it. So many different areas. And maybe some of you are like, I don't even know what product of the season is. I'm just getting started on my products. Well, we're going to talk about that too. And I love that here at Plexus, there are so many benefits to being a part of this community, to being, whether you have a VIP customer account, whether you have an ambassador customer account, there's so many benefits. But for those of you, if this is your first month in Plexus, drop a one in the chat. If you're like in your first 1 to 3 months, drop a one in the chat. Let's do that. Drop a one if you are in your first 1 to 3 months. And the reason I say 1 to 3 months, you might say, well, I'm 2 months, I'm 3 months, I'm not just getting started. Guess what? Your first 90 days is so foundational and so important in your journey. And sometimes our products are really incredible. Sometimes people see changes in their first month, but sometimes those first 2, 3 months is just all about focusing on consistency with your products. And do not be discouraged. You do not need to be discouraged if you're like, I haven't really seen anything yet. I've been like uber consistent with my products and I have like taken them every single day. I haven't missed a thing and I'm not really noticing. That's okay. That happens. That does not mean that anything, that there's a problem, that anything is wrong, because guess what? Plexus is not a quick fix, but we are here addressing root issues. And sometimes it just takes a little longer to really see what's going on deep inside. But trust me, when you are, a lot of people start with like our triplex and X Factor, or maybe our triplex and active, or triplex and ease. Those are some of the foundational products. And you can know that when you are starting with those things, it is getting into addressing what's going on in your gut and changing the microbiome of your gut. If you don't know what microbiome is, it's just like all those bugs and guys, good guys and bad guys that are in your gut. And the bad guys are working really hard to crowd out the good guys. But guess what? When you bring in things like Probio5 and BioCleanse and the Slim, they're working against those bad guys and working to crowd them out. But guess what? They don't go out easily. Sometimes they go out kicking and screaming, which looks like detox. And sometimes it just takes them a while, and it takes the good guys a bit of time to really show you their strength, their power, and what's going on. And so I just want to encourage you, consistency. Leah says, yes, I didn't, you guys, this girl knows something about consistency. I don't know if you're looking at the chat, but she says, yes, I didn't see major changes until around month 11. So stay consistent, she says. And some of you are like, I saw lots happen in the first month. Every body is different, but every body has a gut. Every body has hormones and needs that blood sugar balancing, hormone balancing. Everybody naturally will take in environmental toxins and so many other things. And it's like you're not trying to create inflammation in your body, but it just kind of happens. And so just like you brush your teeth every single day, you don't just wait until you go to the doctor and the doctor says, all right, we need to pull all your teeth. You should have been brushing them. Like, absolutely no. You're brushing your teeth every single day. Just know, even when you brush your teeth and it's like, did I really need to do that? It's the same way with your gut health. You are putting in those consistent steps that allow you to keep your teeth, keep your gut in a healthy place, and hopefully not spiral out into, all kinds of diseases and things. I love, what's his name? That guy from like long ago, Hippocrates or something. He says all disease begins in the gut. And it's so true. This is why you might not even notice all the changes right now, but you are creating a space in your body that is so much harder for disease to exist. Did you know, like, disease cannot, like, really struggles to exist in an oxygenated environment. And I love that our BioCleanse, it's not just a magnesium. It is not just a vitamin C. It is a magnesium vitamin C blend that um, it's an oxygenated form of magnesium. And when your body is oxygenated, it's a lot harder, nearly impossible for a disease to exist there. So beginning the building blocks of creating an oxygenated environment in your body is like one of the best things that you can do for your future self, for your family, for your husband, for your kids, because you guys, we are given a beautiful life to live. Like it truly is a beautiful life, and we want to live this life well. We want to create impact. We want to be a blessing to people around us. And it's really hard to do that when we're tired and we're exhausted and we're bloated and we go out for supper and we have to spend half the time in the bathroom and you just feel, yeah, like it's hard to, that's hard. Lil says, I continue to see changes 4 and 5 years in. That daily building is how your body can absolutely restore its vitality. It gives me chills. If you guys don't know Lil's story, um, just this past year, she has seen incredible changes. Lil has Hashimoto's. She's just dealt with like a lot of thyroid health issues from ever since she's been very, very young. Gut health issues for a long time. She just could not even eat gluten. And we sat together, we met last month and we sat around the table. I got to meet her for the first time and she ordered a sandwich. And I'm like, oh my word. Like 3 years ago, Lil could not have done that without feeling horrible afterwards. And so while she is one of my favorite people to learn from when it comes to like eating healthy. She lives what she speaks and preaches. Um, and I know she's like, I don't eat this all the time, but like I can eat this and it does not wreck my gut anymore. And it's because of the healing that has happened over time. That healing could not, it was impossible for it to happen within 1, 2, and 3 months. But over time it happens. And restore, um if you don't know what the Plexus Restore is, it came out about a year ago, and it is an incredible liver support drink. And a lot of people are having really, really great results adding in that Restore, especially if you've plateaued in your health. And that is one of the things that Lil has done. I think she was drinking like 2 to 3 servings a day. Absolutely don't start that way, but she said that's what she had worked out too. She's had incredible results. So if you are getting started with a triplex, it's really not complicated, and I don't want you to complicate it. One of the main things, if you are in Canada and you look at the instructions on your bottle and it says to take 6 BioCleanse a day, please, friend, don't start with 6. Okay. Do not start with 6. And if you have people that are getting started in Canada, just help them to gently start with like 2 BioCleanse a day. Um, Yes, Lil and Leah, both of them have had incredible stories of time and consistency. It's not about a quick fix, it's about a lifestyle. Thank you, Lucy, for saying that. And Leah, she was about 11 months in until she really started seeing some changes. And then they started it's like a snowball. The more you roll it, the bigger it gets. And it's like this positive snowball effect of more and more changes. And I'm here to tell you, like, I'm 8 years in on my journey. And almost every single year, I have just like had a wow moment where it was like, oh my word, that changed for me. So you guys, you're at the best place here. We're glad you're here. It's so incredible. Um, Most people are going to drink their Slim either right before your largest meal. If you're really working on weight loss, that's what the instructions say. Maybe you want to drink it first thing in the morning, maybe like it as a mid-morning snack. Just make sure when you mix it's not crucial when you drink your Slim. Just make sure when you mix it up, you mix it and drink it within about 30 to 40 minutes. It is not nearly as effective. It's almost ineffective if you're mixing it up 1 hour and finishing it 3 hours later. Okay. So just make sure you mix it and get it drank. Um, and then your ProBio 5 or ProBio CA, your bottle's probably going to tell you like 2 a day. You might start with one for the first day or two, but you really want to be taking that 2 a day. That is your maintenance dose. And a lot of people, when they start with Plexus, you have health goals. there's like things you want to change. Your health is not at quite a maintenance spot yet. And so because of that, sometimes you're adding in an extra probiotic for a few weeks. Maybe you up it to 3 or 4. And here's how you know when your body is continuing to clean out junk is every time you like increase it, you might face some more detox. That was my experience. Every time I increased my Probio 5, my detox with Probio 5 especially was anxiety. And that was one of the things that Plexus really helped me with. So do not be afraid if it's like, oh, I just increased my Probio 5 and yet I feel a little something in my stomach. It's not that it's not agreeing with you, it's cleaning out the bad guys. Like I said, they go out kicking and screaming sometimes, but we're here to conquer them. We're here to get those results. Um, so Slim, Probio 5, Probio CA, BioCleanse, those are usually the core products that a lot of people start with. And BioCleanse, that one you kind of, if you're already a regular 2 to 3 bowel movements a day, you might just start with 1 or 2 BioCleanse. Or you might kind of settle at 1 or 2 BioCleanse. If you're on the more constipated side and you're like not really pooping every day, start with, your 2 BioCleanse. And if, in 3 days you're still not quite having that bowel movement, then add in a BioCleanse in the morning or maybe 2 in the morning. Slowly work it up. I tend to be a constipated person, and I know this is not everybody's story, but I am a 3 BioCleanse at night and 3 BioCleanse in the morning, and it keeps my digestion happy, and it's so worth it. So that's a little bit about our triplex. If you're taking X Factor Plus, which is our amazing aloe infused multivitamin, how many pregnant mamas do we have here? If you're pregnant and you want to show that you're pregnant, drop a heart in the chat. Pregnant moms love X Factor Plus, and guess what? Menopause moms love X Factor Plus too, because, oh, Heidi, congratulations, Heidi's dropping a heart in the chat. Because it's real. I had a friend in town tell me soon out, she was postpartum, and she's like, I'm having hot flashes. And she's like, really, the hormonal issues that we women deal with postpartum, it's a lot the same kind of hormonal things that we deal with menopause. And it makes so much sense because pregnant women, menopause women love X Factor Plus. The main thing I want to tell you when you're taking X Factor Plus is either take it right before a meal or take it right before bed. Don't take it on an empty stomach. That's the main thing because of all those green polyphenols that are in there. They don't settle well on an empty stomach. Ask me how I know. X Factor, Hannah says X Factor is the only prenatal she's found that doesn't make her feel sick. I recently ran out and tried some of my old prenatals, and she gave us a ugly green face in the chat. I wish so bad I had X Factor when I was pregnant because the pills that I tried to take for my prenatal, they were like big old huge horse pills and they made me sick. They made me sick. Yes, you are giving your precious babies an incredible gift.
Just give me a second.
Sometimes pregnant moms even will take double doses during their pregnancy because you're feeding 2 humans and you're creating an incredible little baby and human being. So yes, if you're taking E's, you're probably going to do like 2 E's in the morning or 2 E's at night. That's generally how people are taking that. And if you're doing the active, you might drink the active in the afternoon. It's just a delicious afternoon pick-me-up. If you're struggling to get it in the afternoon, you might mix it in the morning with your pink drink. You have options. There's not really any perfect way. The only thing that I really want to stress is don't take your X Factor Plus on an empty stomach and make sure you mix your pink drink and drink it within about 40 minutes. Otherwise, find what works for you. And sometimes, you guys, if you're struggling to remember, because consistency is key, you will hear that from me till the cows come home. Consistency is key. Give yourself grace. If you miss one day, say today, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to forget. If you need to, set your products maybe beside your bathroom sink and remember to take it when you brush your teeth. This is what we call habit stacking. When
Oh
you
yeah,
start
you're
a
welcome
new
to use
habit,
anything in here.
sometimes you need to stack it with another habit. So you eat lunch every day at the same time. Maybe you're going to set that X Factor Plus right on your lunch table for a while so you don't forget it. Or you're setting your bio cleanse and your probio right beside your bathroom sink so you don't forget it because you paid for it and you need to get the results that you came for. Any questions? Oh, I'm looking at the chat here. Um, let's see. Leah was saying Restore is what majorly helps kick weight loss more than ever. She says, I'm down almost 80 pounds. Oh my goodness. Leah, that's incredible. And like, I'm really curious, how often are you drinking Restore? Are you drinking like two a day? Are you drinking one a day? Are you drinking at night? Are you drinking it with your lunch? I'm curious. I want to know all the things. So Restore truly, truly is an incredible product. And sometimes you hear about all the products and you want to start on all the things right away. Just know there's always time to add something else in. Month two, month three, just start and get really consistent with what you have. And we have so many incredible products, and there's always time to add more in. So maybe you're hearing the Restore and you're like, I didn't get the Restore. That's okay. You can add it onto your next order, or you can get it the next month. Just really focus on getting consistent with what you have right now. Yeah, absolutely amazing. All right. I am going to be, I told you guys there was maybe going to be a giveaway today. Have any of you tried the new electrolyte watermelon lychee drink? It tastes so good. Lil's raising her hand. She is smiling. I have this little, Leah says I drink Restore twice a day, once in the morning, first thing, and then the last thing before she goes to bed at night. Yes. Teacher says, and ladies, drink your water. I got lazy last weekend and today when I decided to do better. Now I'm detoxing. I learned my lesson. Yes, drinking your water. What I'm so glad you mentioned that, teacher, because we can give you all the right instructions or tips for starting your products, but drink your water. When your body is cleaning out and getting rid of and going and detoxing, and you're putting in all these incredible things, give your body the gift of free water. Maybe you have to pay 10 cents a bottle. I don't know, but give your body the gift of water. At least half your body weight in ounces of water per day. What does that mean? If you weigh 100 pounds, make sure you're drinking at least 50 ounces a day. If you weigh 200 pounds, be drinking at least 100 ounces. Sometimes the best way to do that is to measure your water first thing in the morning. Okay. I here is just I'm gonna send one of you guys just a fun little gift pack. Okay. I'm not even sure how I'm deciding this. This is a little pouch. It says gratitude changes things. And you guys, if you don't know that, it's so true. It's so true. Gratitude truly, truly does change things because just like we talked at the beginning of the call, where you set your mind is going to look for that evidence. So if you set your mind on the ugly things, it's going to just like find evidence of all the ugly things in your life. And when you set your mind on gratitude, it's going to find all the gratitude things. And inside this little pouch, because everybody needs a little pouch. If you don't have a little pouch for your purse or your diaper bag or whatever to have some drink packs in, um, don't ever go anywhere without some drink packs. And especially as we are approaching summer, do not be out and about without some hydrate. When I was gone last week, I had spent an evening in the hot tub for like about an hour, and the next day I had such a headache, and I really think it's because I was in that hot tub for so long, and I thought I didn't have a electrolyte drink with me. I found a friend who had one. I guzzled it down. And that was when my headaches finally started to go away. And then I did find them because I knew I had them somewhere. Um, can Restore and the Slim drink be mixed together and be drank at the same time? I believe it can. Does anybody here drink Restore and Slim together? Okay, yes. Lil says she does. I know I do. And I actually love the flavor of them together. So yes, absolutely. Okay. Um, Leah says, I drink Slim and Restore together sometimes. Yeah, okay. It's really good with the black cherry lime. I've heard some people say it's really good with the watermelon. I personally haven't tried that one yet, but I do want to try that. So yes. Okay. You guys, how are we going to do our giveaway? Somebody got an idea for me? Uh, I want to set, I want to send somebody some electrolyte drinks. Has any, and I have a cucumber, like one cucumber melon. This one is no longer available. And then we have the watermelon lychee, and this is the lemon lime. So if you've not tried them before, you're just gonna like get one of you is just gonna get a little bit of a sampler pack. So let's see. Um, Drop in the chat again if you are in your first 1 to 3 months. Okay, drop a heart in the chat if you are in your first 1 to 3 months, and one of you are gonna get this. Drop a heart in the chat. All right. Heidi. Heidi is on top of it. Heidi, I am sending you this little gift pack, okay? Please send me your address. I'll have to get it somehow. If you follow me on social media at all, send me your address. Otherwise, I'll find it. But Heidi's in. Heidi, I'm going to write your name on here. So I don't forget. Heidi's going to be the winner of this. Okay. Just a couple other things. Product of the season this month is in Canada. In Canada, it's Metaburn, I believe, and in the States, it's Sleep Gummies. Does that sound right, you guys? Sleep Gummies in the States, Metaburn in Canada. Okay, okay. The Sleep Gummies, these are safe for kids. They're safe for adults. And honestly, it does have it has like a gut health blend in it. It does have some melatonin in it, a very small amount. And I personally, like when someone says you just need a nibble, I am like a quarter sleep gummy a night kind of person when I do take it. I actually find that I do better on a quarter than like a half or a whole. So just know that you can kind of play around with that. If you need it for your kids, maybe you're traveling or you got home late from somewhere and your kids are crankier than cranky and you just need to get them to sleep and you need to get to sleep, try just a little nibble of a sleep gummy. I'm telling you, it works wonders and you can know that you are like nourishing their gut as well. And in Canada, Metaburn is our it helps support metabolism and it is one of our helps support weight loss as well. So it also helps with mood. It has a little bit of, I think it has a little bit of caffeine in it. So it's good for energy, good for just firing up your metabolism. And when we have product of the season, what that means is with the perks that you are accruing with your first order and your subsequent subscription orders, you accrue perks. So with your first order, you got 250 perks if your order was at least like a triplex, or say slim and a twin pack of active, you would have also gotten 250 perks for that, like 100 PV is what we call it. And those perks stay in your account so long as your subscription stays turned on. If you cancel your subscription or it goes below 100 PV, you do lose your perks. So this is not about like just tricking you in to like trying to order more product than what you need, but here's what we know. Here is what we know is people that have the best result with Plexus are using like at least 100 PV of products, which is like a triplex, an X Factor, or maybe like triplex and the active or something like that. That is where we know people are getting incredible results. So Plexus does. When your subscription of at least 100 PV processes, you get more perks. And those perks can be redeemable for the product of the season. And when it's a product of the season, your perks can be redeemed for lots of products. But when it's a product of the season, these are discounted, like a discounted amount of perks. It's like 50 less perks. And when you decide to redeem it, you just go into your account and you click redeem and decide, oh, if you have 300 perks, you decide this is what I'm redeeming it for. It's going to come with your next subscription order. So if you have questions about that, um, drop it in the chat or reach out to your sponsor because you guys, we're here to help you. Stay connected to your sponsor. We here in our community are all about helping people get results, get the results that you came for. And we're here to like support and encourage you. So stay connected with your sponsor. This journey is not meant to figure out all on your own. If I had tried to figure it out on my own, I would not still be here today. I just wouldn't be. Deetrich is a love redeeming person. I know it's so fun to like get free products. So just know that. Um, I want to share one quick testimony with you. And this has been my very personal testimony. You guys, I'm not kidding. When I say like every year, every a couple of times a year, I notice something changing. Flex is doing something for me. So over the last year, for some reason, I have had a pain in my foot. And it's like the top of my foot. Like if you envision this being your foot, my pain has been on the top, not the bottom, where, often it's like plantar fasciitis or something like that. It's on the top of my foot. And so whenever I would walk and my toes would curl, then I would feel this pain shooting up here. And I have spent way too much time limping over the past year. And I don't know why I didn't like sometimes it would hurt worse than others. Sometimes I was taking nerve and sometimes it wasn't because I take nerve for other things. I love our plexus nerve. And about 3 weeks ago, I was like, man, I am so sick of my foot hurting and limping. I'm taking ease. What else might plexus have that could help me with this? And I'm like, taking nerve. Why am I not taking nerve every single day? So I started taking 2 nerve a day. And oh my word, huge difference. It is not completely gone. I do think there's some damage in there. I used to tie my shoes really tight. Don't tie your shoes tight. My husband laughs. He's like, she tied her shoes like she's putting on skates. And I guess that's just, I don't want my shoes flopping around. So my foot is so much improved. We were at Arches National Park in Utah last week, walking all over the place. And I kept telling my husband, I am so glad my foot is letting me walk. I am so glad my foot isn't hurting. It was very sore by the end of the day. Once I got off my feet and then stood up again, yes, it was sore, but we had an incredible time walking all around. So just know that we have so many different products in Plexus, and that is my personal testimony from just this past month. Now, I've been taking 1 nerve in the morning and 1 nerve at night, and I've not been sleeping very well. And it finally dawned on me when I was awake in the middle of the night tonight. I think I need to take 2 nerve in the morning because the nerve has a lot of B vitamins in it. You guys, if you're looking for more B vitamins, nerve has a lot of B. It's like an incredible B complex. So it's good for so many different things. It's good for your brain health. If you ever know anybody that has shingles, nerve is amazing for that. But I'm going to start taking my nerve 2 in the morning rather than 1 at night. And I think I'm going to be sleeping better. All right. Any questions before we wrap up? Because it is time to wrap up. I am so excited about all of you guys and just continuing your journey this month. I want to encourage you, if you do not have an accountability partner, if you have not invited somebody on the journey with you, absolutely invite somebody. We function so much better in community like this. And even when it's broke down into just a small one-on-one, 1, 2, 3 people in your own little personal community. Okay, you have a referral link. If you don't know how to use that, reach out to your sponsor. But community is absolutely incredible. And I'm just so glad all of you guys joined us here today. I want to wish you a happy April and reach out with any questions that you might have along the way. All right, bye guys. Thanks for joining us. See ya.